We're gonna do a quiz though, so hopefully you're good until 6 actually, because we're gonna
I'm,
really just want.
I'm doing a 45-minute quiz too.
I was recording all of that, so we heard Mal talking shit about me giving somebody a quiz on the last episode and it lasting 45 minutes. Mal had to leave. Like, I was like, Mal, just go. I understand that you have a family, so I was like, just go. We don't have to finish this. And then Rob and I then continued to sit here, and I asked him questions for another half hour. Anyway, welcome to The Struggle with Candice Thompson, guys. I'm Candice Thompson. To my new people, thank you for joining. The Struggle is a podcast where formerly I would have people come on and we talk about stuff we're struggling with, but since everybody's in a pandemic, race war, and the election's coming up, and it's all types of fuck shit, we're trying to keep it light. We're just talking about topical things, and I have my comedian friends come on, and we just laugh about it. So we're here to make you laugh. To my loyal listeners and viewers, thank you for coming back. If you have not subscribed to The Struggle, make sure you do that. We're on all podcast platforms. We are also now, I'm putting on my personal YouTube page and posting the videos there. Subscribe there. Rate and review us on iTunes. And if you have not told somebody about The Struggle and you are listening or watching this regularly, do us a solid and tell somebody. Spread the love. You can find me at Jokes by Candice on social media. Now I'm going to introduce my beautiful co-host, Mal Hall.
Hey everybody, I'm really here for the new listeners because you guys have no idea that you hate me yet. So welcome. Hopefully we can be friends. My website is malhall.com. Check it out one time. Social media at Malhall and YouTube Malhall TV. To the longtime listeners, who cares? Candice, who is our guest?
I'm so excited to have this hilarious lady on today. Everybody, give it up for the hilarious Mia Jackson. Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mia. Where can everyone find you?
I can be found on social media at Mia Comedy and just website MiaJackson.com.
Keeping it simple. Mia Jackson sounds like that should have been like a 90s like hip hop or like an R&B singer. And I don't know why, but you give me tweet vibes.
Oops.
Yes. You give me tweet vibes.
Ooh, that was when that song came out back in the day.
I couldn't not hear that song.
You could, but I always loved how she said that it was not about, she was just like, no, it's about actually just loving yourself.
Yeah, it was masturbation. Yeah.
You're trying to make it seem beautiful. That's not what that's not what you're doing. Don't do that. It's about self-love kind of love.
It's about self-acceptance. It's about you are all you need. You don't need somebody to complete you when you got these.
Right. Oops. Oh my. I do love myself. Like, that's
your
pretty
love
much
into your own hands.
Literally.
That's my next single. Take your love into your own hands.
Into your own hands. Oh man, me, I'm so happy you're here today. You're in Baltimore, you said, right?
No,
Maryland. Did I make that up?
Yeah. No, Baltimore is in Maryland. I'm about an hour away from Baltimore, though. Yeah.
That's what's up. Oh, I wanted to ask you, is that, I don't know if it was a filthy rumor, but the DC Improv, is that okay, or did that close?
I've seen them posting that they have events coming up in March of 2021, and I think they did a show like outside not that long ago.
Oh, okay. I mean, this was a while ago too. I heard that they were closing, but this was probably like peak pandemic, like around June or July. I don't remember. And I was like so upset because we did that. We played that club together, and back in, was that 2018?
Mm-hmm.
I think December of 2018.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't last year. So yeah. And it was the best club. Have you ever done the DC Improv, Mel?
I have not.
But
I've heard
phenomenal.
Yes.
I did. Roy was headlining. It was amazing. Yeah, it was fantastic. Roy was
great.
Mm-hmm.
The Cap City Comedy Club in Austin is closed.
I just heard that.
It's a bummer. I have played there.
I have not played there, but I heard it was like DC Improv. I heard it was amazing. Yeah, that sucks when you don't even get to play a place and then it's gone.
I know.
Yeah. amongst so many other things that suck. But we're not here to talk about things that suck.
Mia,
what?
I like your backdrop.
Thank you.
It's making my car feel very inadequate.
Look, it's just it is just fabric. It's just a fabric backdrop
But
that is
Nice.
tightly tacked on the wall.
I told her, I said, I've never
Very
seen
good.
a fabulous wall before, but that wall is fabulous.
Thank you.
That wall is definitely like drag ready. It's like I could see like a drag race or something happening in front of that for sure.
This is courtesy of the boo, who is a photographer. So he has a whole bunch of backdrops.
Oh.
Yeah. Usually it's somebody standing in front of it with their titties out. But it's my Zoom background.
You're like, not today. We're doing PG-13 today.
We're keeping our titties in today. That's all. That's what we're doing. Normally an ass is next to this wall, but yeah.
Oh, I was wondering what that mark was. That was a skid mark, I guess. Oh, Mal, he's trying to keep up now. Now I feel bad because I'm just in front of this blank.
No, I'm gonna turn this off. I'll keep it real.
But I don't like it. It cuts off your hair. There we go. Yeah, I don't like it. It cut off your fro. Now, also, I wanted to talk to Mia. We were talking before Mal joined, and we were talking about, Mia asked me about my mug. That's No Soup for You from Seinfeld. This is the Soup Nazi. So I started remembering where I got this mug from. And I got this mug from a guy who was a comedian a long time ago. I mean, open mic days. He never like made it past that. He just stopped doing it. He got like married, I think, and he has a kid. Anyway, he professed his love to me one day. This guy, and like, I was like in a relationship with somebody, and he knew that. Like, we were on a trip, like, I don't even want to get into that, but anyway, he knew I was in a relationship with someone, and then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, and I kind of knew he liked me, but I didn't know he was like in love with me.
I like you.
It's not just like, you make my nature rise. Like, what?
Whoa, what the
Nope, no.
That saying has always creeped me out. You make my nature rise. That was an R&B. Speaking of R&B, but that was a good line for like an R&B song back in the 90s. I can hear Silk saying it, or like H-Town. Anyway.
That guy was shooting his shot though.
He was. Oh, but like with no, like I applaud his communication skills. I applaud, because so many guys would play games and they wouldn't tell you that. I also applaud his like directness, like just telling me. So many people play games, so I do. And this was like years ago, but anyway, at one point, he stopped doing this a long time ago, but at one point he started sending me gifts for my birthday. Like once a year, I would get something like to my house. This was one of them because he knew how much I love Seinfeld. So he sent me this mug. And so I started talking to Mia about unrequited love and like how it sucks and how I would like, I'm not about that unrequited love life because I'm not going to love somebody who don't love me back. Like it's just too much. And so anyway, so we started talking and Mia had a little story.
I had an anecdote about how, so this was there was a time in my life where it was all about like, ooh, I like this person, I'm attracted to them, boom. And then I would just get in trouble every single time. And I would just get into a whole bunch of just mess and that I didn't want to be involved in. And so I remember going like, I'm going to take the approach where this next time, what if I'm not attracted up front? And I was like, what if I just look at this person and go, they have characteristics and traits that would work as a relationship. And so that is how I almost got married. That's what happened. Because I was just like, this guy's different. Because I remember him being like, some of y'all girls, y'all don't be wanting nobody that's stable and likes you and somebody right here in front of your face. And then I was like, he is in front of my face.
That doesn't sound very stable.
No, it wasn't. No, and
I don't understand.
And I was like, and I used to joke later. I used to be like, "You browbeat me into love." Like that's what I used to say. That's what I said. But this is the thing. Like I've been this is something I actually remembered during the pandemic, because sometimes I'll sit back and be like, how did I end up doing that? Like, how did I, like, because I eventually was like, oh, I like this dude. He's handsome. And I grew, but initially I was just like, he's cool. Yeah. But this is something I remember.
It's like an arranged marriage.
Listen,
he's cool. I'm growing it. It's an acquired taste, I think.
Pretty much.
And that's my fault. I brought it on myself. And then I remembered this. We shacked up, and that's how far it went. We shacked up, and he was secretly wearing my athletic slides when I didn't know it.
What?
Like the Adidas slides?
Yeah.
I walked in the house, like one day I was like, hey, what happened to my shoes that was in the closet? He was like, oh, my bad. Like, and I was just like, I need to, and I've actually been I was like, I need to write this out as a joke, because I was like, this doesn't even sound like a real thing to happen. But like, he broke the shoes, hid them, and then
how do you break flip-flops?
In half. Like, no, there was no, like, not this part across, but like the back half, and then still wore them.
Huh.
Like, because I'm trying to figure out, first of all, how you break a flip-flop. Like, but unless the thing comes out, like, I can understand like the top part of it coming up from the base of the sole, but to break it, like, that sounds like a deliberate to like break in half.
The back half, and he did this too. So that was the first pair that ended up missing. Then one of my friends, because I was complaining to her, I was like, this dude been wearing my shoes and I ain't even know it. So she bought me a pair. He broke those because he had been secretly wearing them. And then I bought him his own pair. And then within 2 months, those
your own pair, dude.
He sold his own shoes. And I used to be like, what are you doing? Like, how are you breaking shoes?
Yeah,
like,
chewing on them? What's happening?
I could not. I was just like, how, and I was just like, you don't take care of your shoes, so you're not going to take care of my heart.
This ain't going to work.
You're not going to take it. But just was breaking, because I mean, literally, and then one day I remember when I saw him, I was just like, they're yours now. Like, these just your shoes.
Yeah.
And I was like, but why are you wearing backless shoes in the house?
Now that wasn't good enough for you either. You were like, not only did he break the shoes, but now he's continuing to wear them. And that's a whole other level.
This is it. This was it. And I'm like, you really are wearing backless shoes on a regular basis. Just buy some more shoes.
Instead of getting some new. No, that would bother the shit. So wait, what was the deal break? What made you realize? So wait, and you were engaged to this person?
The broken shoes happened before the engagement.
Oh.
And so that's how I wasn't making good decisions. Because I was like, yeah, of course. And I've talked about this before too, where like the thing that I should have not done it, because when he proposed, I remember later on, how most people have like these like the dramatic stories, like, I can remember that moment when I looked at you and you did this thing for me. I remember he told me one day, he was like, okay, see, remember how you had said one day, I keep asking you for wife-like things? And I was thinking, maybe I should make her my wife then, so she'll do that stuff. And I was like, that's why you decided to propose? Yeah.
And Mia was like, yes, I will marry you.
No, I know
it's a weird speech, but yes,
not
I
accept. Oh, and I will, and it ended up, the engagement was on TV.
What
the fuck?
Yes.
What TV? What show?
It was a show on TLC called Wild Weddings. The engagement was on TV. Yes, it was.
Whose idea was that? Yours or his?
It was his. I didn't. I didn't. He was like, I don't know.
He was looking for reasons like why you couldn't say no. He's like, well, if it's on TV, she won't be able to say no.
Because too many people will know, and she'll be too. Yeah,
right.
That's why guys do the public proposal, because it's like they'll for sure get a yes, and then the girl has to say no, not in front of people.
Oh yeah, on the jumbotron.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's a problem. It is a problem.
Candice, your guy seems like he sounds like me from like my early 20s, just like a super nice guy that would fall in love with girls, and like Like there is
Give them
something,
stuff.
I don't know. I think it's just because like my father wasn't around when I was in the teenage years, so I learned how to be like romantic through like romantic comedies. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
if you just like put yourself out there or do just listen and do the little things that she's always complaining about, like then eventually she's gonna look up and be like, he was here the whole time.
Yeah.
And that shit only works on movies.
In movies.
Right.
No, I
Yeah.
had a complaint about this for years about like I really feel like we base all of our relationships on rom-coms. Like
Yeah.
the expectations that men have of women and women have of men specifically. I would include like it's straight men and women. I don't know about the because there are no movies really that much about gay love, unfortunately.
Right.
But like the tropes that are in the straight male female like relationships, that's what
Mhm.
our like we thought like, oh, a guy standing outside my window with a boom box, this is
Yeah.
declaring his love. If he don't do that, then he don't love you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
So
what are we
this
talking?
guy, yeah, so he was like, I'm gonna buy her this mug because she likes this show. And then I know she's in a relationship, but it's like I just gotta take my shot. And
That's what he did.
she'll think of all the gifts and all the nice things that I've done, and then we'll be in love forever. And then you just said, thank you for the mug. Bye.
Yeah. I said thank you for the mug and continue to date my gay boyfriend. I was like, I am in a relationship with a gay man who loves me, okay? So you can keep your little trinkets. Oh no, he definitely did not love me, but
But that's so. But yeah,
I feel
but I
bad.
think
I feel bad for those guys though, because it
yeah,
takes a long time to figure out like what it is, and then you go, "Oh, I could still be nice, but I don't have to do all this."
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's like
it's never gonna
it,
work.
it doesn't work, and
Mm,
it doesn't come off romantic like to girls. It comes off like desperate, and that's
Yeah,
not even.
that's not a good
mm-hmm.
look. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
And
not a good look at all. And I think to what you were saying, Mia, like what you were saying about how you try to make it work. And I'm curious, I want to know your opinion on this too, Mal, if guys also do this, but I think it's more of a female thing. I could be wrong. But like how you're saying you were dating these dudes and it wasn't working. So you were like, let me try this. I didn't have the natural attraction, but he was
Yeah.
doing this. He wasn't doing the A wasn't there, but he got the B, C, and the D. So let me,
Yeah.
and then that should technically, and it never works. Like I tried to do that too. I always went for guys where it's like that gave me the tingles, or there was like this initial physical attraction, and then they tell us that that's like wrong. They say that that's wrong. Like they say
Yeah.
that energy that you feel is wrong. They say that you should feel completely calm the way you feel like when you're talking to your friends around the person that you're supposed to be with. That's what they say. So
Yeah.
I, like that, tried to date one of my male friends years ago. I mean, this was a long time ago. He was probably my male best friend. And he was also in love with me, but I was not. But I tried to force it because, like you, Mia, I was like, oh, he'll treat me right. I know he'll take care of me. He respects
yeah,
me. So that's really all we need. But it's like, no, you gotta
well,
have
no,
that. You gotta
the
have that
tingle.
attraction for sure. At least for some of the time. It needs to be there at some point, and it was never there. So you can't
Yeah,
force it. But Mal, is that this
I, I
thing
think it's a
for
little
men?
different. I think it's a little different. I think you guys, women, and we're talking about straight relationships. Like you guys have the option to decide. For us, normally we're just pursuing what we like, and then you guys have the luxury of being like, well, normally I would go for a guy like this, but yeah, I'm gonna say no and wait for whatever. And for
Right,
us, we're
right,
just
right.
like,
You just trying to smash.
I think I'm gonna shoot my shot right here.
He has a vagina. It looks good. I'm just gonna try over here.
Shit, the lights came on. Let me go over there and say something.
yeah. That's a yeah. It's a yeah. That's a yeah. I'm very curious. Yeah, I wonder if, but I also wonder if there's ever men that are just like, yeah, like I'm
Well,
not. Right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure there's a variation for
yeah.
men too. Just like I would normally go for this girl, but she's obviously
Yeah, I
fake.
wonder.
Let me go for this girl over here.
Right. What I've been doing hasn't been working, so let's try this.
Yeah.
But I do think I would venture to say, and I might be wrong, but I would say I speculate that women are a little bit more formulaic with their decisions. Like,
I think you guys are a little bit more discerning.
We have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for
literally
guys,
there's
it's kind
dicks
of
everywhere. There's
Right. And we also may get stabbed. So that's also
For men, we're like, you know what, this probably won't work out, but I could at least smash like 1 or 2 times, and that looks fun. So let me go.
The joy.
Worth
joy.
it.
Let me go.
Worth it.
Like that.
I mean, that wasn't me. That's just what I've deduced from my guy friends that do smash on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of male comic friends who say that I'll be like, I thought you said that, and he's oh no, I got a new friend now, and I'm like, you always have friends.
Always friends.
So many.
And the fuckboy pandemic that's happening. That's a whole podcast. I would rather that for another day. Okay, first of all, before we get into any of these things, I do want to make an announcement. Actually, you know what? I'm like, should I tell people this? Because no, I could tell because a lot of people listeners don't live here. This is just me being selfish. And Mal, you were on a chain where I text this, but did you guys know that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air mansion is on Airbnb?
I heard, yeah. Are you going?
I mean, it's like $30 a night.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what it said. Yeah, they were celebrating their 30th anniversary. And so yes, you can rent it, but it's not available until I think the 29th of September.
You should do it for sure.
Well, no, I want to have a bunch of friends come and we just party at the Fresh Prince. But I'm going to have to set my alarm at like midnight on the 29th so that I can be the first person. Because I know a shitload of people are going to try and do it. So I will attempt to do it for sure. $30 a night, I'll take it for like 2-3 days.
Yeah, people are doing it for the gram, just, at the bare minimum. People just want to get the photos.
For sure.
Yeah. Throw me out the house. That's what you need, to throw out the house shot. Yeah.
Now, does Jeffrey come with the place? Because it's kind of like, that's not,
Yeah, no, I'm going to.
Can you upgrade to $50 a night and have Jeffrey?
That's important.
Like,
that'll be a good deal.
You know he's not a real butler, right?
Huh? Wait, what?
But he could be for the right price.
What if he did have a butler side hustle? I mean, the acting game is tough, especially now in quarantine. It's just like not Jeffrey, what's his name? No, I think his real name is Jeffrey. Elvin from the Cosby Show, how he was working at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think his real name is Jeffrey.
It is.
Jeffrey. I can't remember what his last name is, but yeah, sometimes you gotta you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. And then Tyler Perry found him, and now look. Our Lord and Savior Tyler Perry saved him. See? Are you looking up his real name, Mal? Are you looking up his real name?
Yeah, I can't think. I just looked him up recently.
Jeffrey Owens.
Jeffrey Owens.
Yeah. Jeffrey
Owens.
Jeffrey Owens. Shout out to Jeffrey Owens. Why? I don't know.
I think he did a web series. About that whole working and all. I think I just saw it not too long ago.
Why not? Like I would watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would watch a documentary, not a web series. I changed my mind.
I think it's either way. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun thing.
You're right. It is fun, and I'm glad he's not ashamed of it. Like I'm glad he's talking about it because think of the people that feel, especially artists that feel hopeless right now because they're like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And you're like someone who was on a hit fucking show, even though it was decades ago. People still recognize him. So imagine people that are worried about getting recognized, taking a job at Target. I'm like, calm down. No one knows who you are. And here is this man, right? Here is this man who even to this day is recognizable because black don't crack. He looks exactly the same. And he sucked it up and took a job working at a popular shop. I would have been I would have taken a job at Target, but it would have been a Target in Temecula. Like nobody I know, I would make a 6-hour commute every day just to not be spotted.
And this guy, that's the difference. That's the difference between, that's what maturity gives you too, though. It's just like, who gives a fuck, dude?
Yeah. And then
that's real. No, go ahead. What were you about to say?
But it always trips me out too, like, and then with the person that took the video too, or the pictures and all that stuff, to where I was like, and what were you like? What made you do that? As
what made you do that?
Like, why would you? Like, this man just trying to work,
right?
You out there like, this is funny. Oops, I didn't mean that. Like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. Exactly. You did that to shame him, but now look, he won and you suck.
Right. Yeah. Right.
No one knows who you are that took the picture. Still.
Yeah.
And now he is on a hit Tyler Perry show making $150 a week. Now,
you know what?
Look.
You know what?
Now he got a second part-time job.
Sorry, I had to shade Tyler Perry because he doesn't pay his actors well. But anyway,
I have heard that.
Yeah, it's not. Oh yeah, and it's not a rumor. I know, like someone whose mom worked on one of his shows, and he told me, he was like, yeah, no.
I mean, you don't get to $1 billion by paying people money.
That's my argument about billionaires. You don't get to that status without stepping on people, and it's unfortunate, especially when you come from like a background that he came. Like, nigga, you were homeless.
Yeah.
You know what the struggle is.
I'm sure part of that equation starts out with like knowing your price and not settling, and then it just goes too far.
For sure.
So it's like, this is my price. I'm not gonna concede anything, because like you can't, otherwise you set a precedent. And so he's like, look it.
It's very powerful, and once you tell yourself you're not gonna do certain things for certain things, that for less than, then you won't, and it's great.
Yeah.
Just be confident and know what your worth is, and then that shit will come. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about. I have to address this story because it was the funniest thing and you can't write this. It was just the funniest thing I think I've seen in my life. Was the story. So there was a story about a Florida man who shot his doctor.
I was hoping that was not a real article. I was like, this can't be real. I was like, this can't.
We the opposite. I was like, please be real. I was like, oh, this be real. Because it's too funny.
It's insane.
It's insane.
This story, you won't believe until Candice, like if you just said the story without saying the state, it would be unbelievable. But then as soon as you go Florida man, you go, oh yeah. This is legit real.
It makes 100% sense. And so there's a Florida man who shot his doctor twice. And I have to say, the doctor's alive. He's fine. He survived. So we can laugh at this. I mean, I would have laughed at it anyway because it's ridiculous. But he shot his doctor twice because he made him come during a prostate exam.
I just kept reading the article and I kept going, I don't want this to work. I don't want this to have been a thing. Why? I mean, first of all, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is his obvious closeted homosexuality. Like, no straight man would be that upset, especially the doctor told him. He said this happens. Did you guys read the full article? Because I'm going to read some, because the headline itself was amazing, but then you read it, and that's where you find the real gems, the comedic gems. So the doctor explained to him that this is a common thing. I'm pressing on your prostate, so a perfectly normal reaction is to ejaculate, right?
Yeah.
Said that. that disclaimer still wasn't enough for this man. He felt away, and now he thinks he's gay because this man made him come. But I have to read my favorite parts of it, which was when, because the man fled. The man fled Florida. He was on the run before they caught him. But the doctor said that he made him say no homo. He made the doctor say no homo.
No. What is going on?
Say no.
No homo, dude.
Say no homo. Say it. You just made me come. You better motherfucking say no homo.
Say no homo.
This went
Just
on
so
to
I
this gay
know.
shit.
That is just and it's like, what is going on in his head as a person where you're like it's like you're getting a medical procedure done.
Yeah.
Like this is to make sure you're gonna live in general, just to make sure you're safe. And
you shouldn't. I shouldn't have to come for you to tell me I'm healthy or not, doctor. Why was that necessary?
I just
you
it's
stuck
just
your
so
finger
much.
In my butt. And I liked it too much, and now I have to shoot you. So he made him say no homo.
I gotta shoot up in this office again.
I can't deal with it.
He shot him like, skeet.
And fled.
But wait, so he shot his doctor and made him say no homo. So when the doctor said that the man made him say that, I was like, this is ridiculous, but I believe it because it's ridiculous. But then his friend, the guy who shot the doctor, his friend said that he would always tell men to say no homo whenever they touched him, like even accidentally
touch his hand. Yeah.
You better say no homo.
Yeah. I'll shoot you. No one believed him either.
Just what a world. What a world.
The doctor said that, and then the friend confirmed it. Was hilarious. But then this was my favorite. Even after everything I just said, this was my favorite part. He has a 29-year-old girlfriend. So his 29-year-old girlfriend said he called her and he said, hasta la vista. Yeah. And she never heard from him again.
What is wrong with the state of Florida? I know we've asked many times, but what is it, because it's in a peninsula? Like, is it just
gotta be the humidity? It's gotta be that it's affecting people's brains. It does something that I don't know, but yeah, because that's where I think bath salts got popular, was in Florida. Mm-hmm. There's always some fuck shit. That's where the hanging chads in the election back in like 2000. I remember all this. It's always Florida.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I just.
Hasta la vista.
Yeah. This wouldn't happen in Iowa. This would not happen. This would not happen in a landlocked state. Yeah. No, it just wouldn't. It's not happening in Wyoming.
Here's Mia complaining about sandals getting ripped in half. Meanwhile, this dude.
Right, I'm out here worried about some frivolous shit. You know?
Right?
He's abandoning relationships because something normal happened in his doctor's appointment.
Right. I need to, you know what? I need to reframe. I need to be like, you know what? Those shoes, it was a violation. However, not that.
No, you're not old enough for a prostate exam yet, huh?
No, not yet. I think you have to be 40, right? Isn't it your 40s?
I don't know.
45 or something?
I think it's even older than that. I think that's an older thing. But I don't know. I might be wrong. If you feel something down there at any age, just go have it checked out. But make sure the doctor says no homo first.
I might take my gun. I'm going to make sure they're taking a gun with me. That says a lot about that guy's relationship, too. He didn't feel comfortable telling her. Like, yo,
I'm out.
So I'm on the run. I shot the doctor because he made me come a lot. A lot.
Can you just imagine, like when that does get profiled on like a true crime show, that she's not gonna want to talk to nobody about that? No, she's not gonna want to answer questions. No.
And the way I'm into this relationship is by quoting my favorite line from the Terminator.
I gotta find the most masculine phrase.
Hey.
Hasta la vista.
That's a man phrase.
I'm sorry, I'm just like, this is.
What's the manliest way to say goodbye?
And then he grabbed his balls and ran off.
Story just brought me so much joy.
It's I mean, like I said, when I saw it, I just went, I don't want to click on this link because I don't know what other suggested stories I might get. And I don't know. It's outrageous. But I read it for sure.
I'm here for it. What? Really quickly, I wanted to ask, because me and my friend were talking about this story, and we had a conversation about the phrase "no homo," which is not okay to say anymore. There was a point in time where no homo was okay, because I think that people that meant it didn't necessarily, they weren't homophobic, but obviously it attaches a negative connotation with being homosexual if you're always like, no homo. So anyway, but when do you guys remember this phrase being popular? I remember it from like 2009, 10-ish maybe. Like I remember people saying it like on Twitter, like hashtag no homo. I remember seeing it on social media a lot, but my friend was like, I remember it from the 90s. And I was like, what?
Really? Oh.
That's what I said. She said it was like it'd be like in some rap music that she had heard, and like her friends were saying it, and she grew up like on the East Coast, like in Ronkonkoma, New York. And she's white, she's Italian. And she was saying that she remembers saying this phrase in the 90s. And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't remember that at all.
Me either. I was thinking more of the 2009, 2010. Yeah, I never remember hearing it before then.
No.
Yeah.
And Mal,
I remember it from like Lil Wayne.
That's
The Lollipop song, whenever that came out.
Yeah, that was like 2008.
The first line of the song is no homo.
That's the name of his album. The whole album is called No Homo.
And then after that, everybody just kind of started saying it.
Yeah,
No homo, but this strawberry shortcake is really good. Like, hold on, wait, what?
It trips me out, like just the things that people, it's like you can like that thing without that disclaimer, like
without
you do know
you
that, right?
feeling gay, like men, but this is where we are with men and affection, especially Black men, and showing feelings and vulnerability. Even just a hug, you gotta say, let me hug my boy, but no homo. Like,
we're ruined.
No, I know.
No homo, and pause. Those are two hip hop culture things that I had to learn about, because I was like, why do they keep saying pause all the time when they're talking? And then I was like, oh, well, that's weird.
Wait, what is pause? Is that like just basically like is that also related?
It's just like no homo. Like if you say something like
I'm learning.
Hold on, let me pull it up on
but like it would come from hip hop, because talking about the biggest homophobic culture, it like for sure hip hop is awful. I mean, they're still, even with the conversations that are happening and the climate that it is right now, hip hop is still so homophobic, which is so ridiculous because so many of them are gay. But that's a whole podcast. That's a whole nother podcast.
That's another.
Said after something that may be taken as homosexual. Example.
Yeah, give me. Are you on Urban Dictionary, aka Wikipedia? Yeah. That's what I call it. And I don't drop the N-word a lot in front of mixed company, but sometimes you have to. And whenever Urban Dictionary,
that's the perfect name. Yeah, that's the perfect name.
So like if you were just in your kitchen talking to, like, two guys were talking and they're like, hey, can you pull that out? They would say pause. Like, pull it out, pause.
Oh.
Like
Son, that ball is huge. Pause.
Like I said, ball, not balls.
Yeah.
Why would you have to even say that after that? Yeah, no.
Context, and not
it
even.
Says, also see no homo.
Yeah. Synonym. If you go on thesaurus.com.
These are some good nuts. Pause. Like, obviously you're talking about those cashews or those almonds. I don't think you're gay.
You have a jar of planters in your hand. We knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's too much. That's too much.
It's ridiculous.
Too much.
No, we need to do some healing in the Black community. We'll save that for another podcast too.
Pause.
We do need some healing. That is true.
We do.
Yeah. I used to volunteer for this organization when I was in college. And it was a an organization that helped AIDS patients and people with
Mm-hmm.
HIV. And one of the pamphlets they had to, because of how Black people talk about homosexuality, they had to make a category that said MSMs, men who sleep with men, because they would not identify as gay or bi.
So
And they were
many
just like, this is
don't.
the only way that they would be like, okay, have you done this? Have you done this? Okay. Well, you men who sleep with men are just like, okay, yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how
So
toxic it
many
is.
of them, that's how they identify, because they're more comfortable saying that than saying they're gay. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
also like, I just found out that, well, not just found out, but I've known this for, I guess, some years now, but there's a group of men who will have sex with, not transgender. What, transsexual? Is that just a man who wears women's clothing is transsexual? Is that, I think that's the term. Not transgender, so they're not having the operation, but
I don't know if they changed. Yeah, but
yeah,
Like drag queens.
not drag queens, but like on the street, like a transsexual who'd be like a hooker on the street. It's just a man. We used to call that a tranny. We're not supposed to say that anymore. So, but yeah, I think now that the term for that is transsexual. But there's men who sleep with those men, but don't consider themselves gay. They just think, oh, because they dress as a woman, I'm not gay. Like that's a thing.
yeah,
Like that's a different type of thing. Yeah, and I
they
don't know
say
what that's
trans
called.
attracted. Trans attracted. They'll
Is
just
that
like
what it's
on
called? Trans attracted?
Yeah, I've heard people say that. Yeah, in
So
the
yeah,
Twitterverse.
yeah. There's so many. It's such a gray area with all. There's so many different.
Yeah.
How did we get here, guys? How did we get here?
Right.
Prostate exam.
We took a turn. We took a turn. We did.
How do we get here? It's because a Florida man accidentally blew his load at a prostate exam.
Shot his doctor.
And now we're talking about a new thing that I've learned today called trans attracted. What in the actual fuck?
I have heard that term. I have heard that term. Because I try to keep up with the streets. I try to make sure I'm not
That's just
I'm not saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't want to offend anybody. Know that I don't think anybody that I hang out with is saying any of these things out of malice. It's out of just curiosity and out of I didn't know, out of ignorance. So anytime I have questions, it's literally, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I've never been trying to hurt anybody, but I just sometimes don't understand shit. We just need time. We just need time. The only thing I'm not here for is the anger from a lot of the trans community and people that support the trans community. Not that I don't support them, but like the anger with the getting mad when someone says the wrong pronoun and I'm not doing that on purpose. Like we're just give us time to acclimate. And there's a lot of shit happening we didn't know about. Just give us time.
There's also so many terms.
So
like when white people had to transition from calling us Negroes to just like African American or Black, that was like one.
Well, no, you left off colored.
Afro.
And you didn't start there. We started with the N-word, and then we went
I know. But it was like
you left off niglet. That was one.
Yeah,
but
Afro-American.
Afro-American. That was real.
It was one group of people, though.
It was.
This is like, okay, so gay people are this.
Yeah.
But lesbians are also gay, but they're lesbians.
Yeah, you can't call them gay.
And trans is this, and then, but it's not this, and it's like, okay, and it's like, all right, well, again, I'm trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, send us our manuals so we can all study and then give us a test, and then we'll find out who really is transphobic and who hates gay people.
Yeah,
it's a
LGBTQ wheel, and so we can hold it up.
I mean, I really try my best to like just to whatever you tell me is what you want to be called. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
And I'm like, I try, but I mean, and I try to make sure that I'm better with like if my friends are saying things, I try to be like, be a better person. Like just try. Yeah. Because I know some people don't. Like some people don't.
They don't. They're like, I'm not going to. I didn't do this before, and I'm not going to do it now. But it's like, imagine if that was the case for Black people. Like, imagine.
Yeah.
So I heard from one of my friends who's like super successful recently. She was saying that they on email exchanges that were happening about a show that was on the air at the time, which she was like, a producer on, she was like, you'd be shocked to see the emails that were going on in 2012, calling black people colored in 2012.
I'm not even.
They need to cast this and this and this, and they were like, well, no, we need a different colored person. This person is too black. Yeah. Yep. In 2012. So,
yeah. I had somebody at a job say that to me one time, like they were describing someone that way when I still had a day job. So they were just like, oh, it's the colored person. And I was like, did nobody tell you? Did nobody tell you that was an update?
Get the memo from like 5 decades ago.
Yeah. But but I even know people who will be like, the person was black. Like, is that cool?
Oh, they whisper it like it's
cancer. Yeah. And I'm like, you can say black, like it's fine. And they're like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Should I
can't say the in front of it or the.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm way more suspicious of people that are like, they were an African American, and I'm like, all right, settle down.
I don't like.
You can say it, but settle down.
Oh yeah,
settle down.
African American is a slur to me. Anyway,
black dude. That's what I say. Oh, that black dude right there. You talking about him?
Yeah.
Him?
Yeah.
Is he
that black dude?
Right.
Bro, come over here. She called you African American. Have a good day.
You guys, you have a hard out at 5, right, Mia?
I do, yes.
All right, so we got 9 minutes. We only got 9 minutes, and I don't know. I had so many stories. We knew we all gonna get through none of them. But I'm trying to. Should we talk? We've already talked about Kanye on this podcast before. Let's talk about. You know what? And this wasn't. Since we're on the topic of black stuff, I'll continue. And this was not on the list. Because I just thought of this. So there's a movie out right now that you can rent called Antebellum. Are you guys familiar with it? Janelle Monáe. So it's a horror.
Oh, I did see a poster for it. Yeah.
Heard about it. Yeah.
Janelle Monáe's in it. I forget who else, but it's a horror movie, but it's about slavery. And I need to know from other black people, so I'm asking y'all, is it just me? Or are you tired of slave movies? Like, I'm tired. Can we just make a horror movie without us being slaves? Can't we just make a scary movie with regular ass black people? Why do we have to relive slavery every year? I mean, I know why. There's an agenda. I understand. I know, but I know why. It's to remind us that we're always going to be subservient. But anyway, I want to support black everything. Like, I want to. I want to be there and be like, oh, I'm going to rent this movie to support it because I think it's going to be, it's just black stuff and I want to be here for it. But at the same time, I'm like, and it's not even getting good reviews.
Oh.
So you made a trash ass, another slave movie and it's trash? Like, I could even respect a slave movie that's done, like 12 Years a Slave was done really well. But at the same time, I'm like, can we just put him in a movie and just where he's the lead and he doesn't have to be like oppressed or violently attacked in every scene.
I agree. I always say it, and I'm like, I just want to see regular ass experiences. I want to see us in some mediocre movies, and I want to see some good movies. I want to see some mediocre ones. I want to see some really bad ones, and I think we should be allowed to have all of that stuff. But it's also, just like with it's like, how many, it's like, okay, I get it. And it's, but yeah, I don't, it's like, we're sad already.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to be reminded all the time. Like, I just want to see somebody being like, we had trouble getting to the mall today. And this is all the bullshit that happened on the way to that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see that sometimes.
Right. Like, that's why I thought Get Out was so good, because we had talked about this we addressed this, like the same topic with nuance and in a way that it wasn't violent. It was more of like a thriller, like a psychological, and it just, Jordan Peele did it right. But like the fact that you're having this happen right now, you're dropping this, you tell me that wasn't planned, get the fuck out of here. Y'all couldn't have waited till next year. Like, you're dropping this right now in the middle of this fucking race war that we're having, and elections coming up. And it's just like, not only is like slavery was bad enough, but now you got a horror film with slavery. Like, how could this get worse? And then you guys are showing it how it could get worse.
Yeah,
Slavery was already a horror film.
Right. Yeah.
Roots was a horror film. I don't know if you guys watched that, but that was kind of the drop the mic slavery production.
I was terrified the whole entire time watching Roots.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
To this day, whenever I hear someone named Toby, I think of LeVar Burton.
I think of somebody's foot being chopped off.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it's just all it's just sad. And it's like I have to sometimes consciously now, like, make myself go, let me watch something that's just is just here. Like, it's not gonna be a think piece on anything. It's just a thing that I can go, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I'd be too stressed out. Yeah.
Toby Maguire makes me think of slavery. That's why I can't watch Spider-Man 3.
Among all the reasons that we shouldn't watch it.
And fun fact, Toby Maguire's real name is Kunta Kinte.
A twist.
I
did not see coming.
Mal's face looked like he was. It is. You know that's his government name.
Oh my God, we need to go update his Wikipedia page.
Kunta Kinte.
Oh, that is great. I love it.
Yeah, no, did you guys see Harriet?
I did not.
Was that last year? Yeah, that was last. Yeah, I watched it only because I had a screener for it, and I was like, it's here. And I really didn't want to watch it because I knew that it was going to be like a sanitized version of what actually. It looked to me just from the trailer. I was like, it looks like if Lifetime made a Harriet Tubman story. That's what I felt like, and it was exactly as if Lifetime would have gone darker. Honestly, after watching it, I was like, they would have covered more ground. But like, and that's my thing is if you're gonna do it well. Like you didn't have to make it at all. We've seen all. First of all, how are they? I feel like they've covered all the ways that slavery could have gone. Like we've done it. We know how it ends. We know you don't need to tell us.
Right. Where'd you get some new slave content from? Like,
we know about all of them. We've covered all the slaves. There's no more slaves. We've run out. Let's see progress, which is why I
don't watch I kind of just don't watch those movies.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen 12 Years a Slave. I haven't seen Harriet. I haven't seen there's another one about the last slave movie that I saw was Django.
Yeah. Yeah.
Birth of a Nation. That's the one I haven't seen.
Yeah, with a problematic, what's his name?
Yeah.
The controversy.
Nate Parker. Yeah. And that's why most people didn't see it. Because that controversy overshadowed the film. But what was I gonna say? Fuck, I had a brain fart. Was it about slavery? I have to talk more about slavery. But yeah, no, I'm over it. We need to move on, which is why I did celebrate so much Black Panther. I thought that was great. Because again, I'm so tired of seeing Black people in oppressed positions, and that was the first time in a while that I'd seen like Black people in like an empowered position.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we should all go see this movie. And now Chadwick Boseman's dead. How about that, guys? 2020 for you. I did not want to end on a bad note, but Mia's got to get out of here. Let me one more time just say thank you to everyone who tunes in. If you are listening to this regularly, make sure you tell someone about it and subscribe if you have not done that. Make sure to do that. Rate and review us on iTunes. I'm Jokes by Candice on social media. And Mal, one more time, where can people find you?
malhall.com, at malhall on social media, malhall TV on YouTube.
And Mia, we're gonna have to have you back because
I want to come back. I want to take a quiz.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have. Oh, you want to take a? I want to take a 75-minute quiz too. Where can people find you, Mia?
MiaJackson.com and at Mia Comedy on social media.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely have you back because you were fantastic and you got work to do, so that's what we gotta say goodbye. But thank you for being here and
thank you.
Be safe. And I'm debating about watching that movie because now I want to see how bad it is. I wasn't gonna watch it before because it was about slavery, but now I'm like, now I want to see how bad it is.
now I'm gonna have to watch it. Damn.
We should watch it and then have you back on and we'll discuss it.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do
I'm
it.
down.
Mal's
I'm
like,
down.
I'm not watching it.
I'm down.
She's down, so we'll talk about it. All right. Till next time, guys. Bye.
Later.